Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello, my name is Indah Adelia Apandi. In this presentation, I would like to explain learning activities and the assessment used in my lesson plan. This lesson plan is designed for grade 7 students, and the lesson focuses on developing students' listening and speaking skills by using a short movie clip from Moana as the main learning material. I choose Moana because it provides authentic English conversation, interesting characters, and meaningful situations that encourage students to communicate in English. First, I will explain the learning activities. The lesson is divided into three stages. That those are pre-activity, whilst activity, and post-activity. The pre-activity lasts for 15 minutes and is designed to prepare students before they begin to the main lesson. I start by greeting the students, checking their attendance, and creating a positive learning atmosphere. Then I ask simple questions about their favorite animated movies. This activity helps activate students' background knowledge and encourages them to participate from the beginning of the lesson. After that, I show pictures of the main characters from Moana, such as Moana, Maui, and Deviti. I ask predictions questions like, who are these characters? Have you ever watched Moana? And what do you think this movie is about? Students answer these questions orally based on their own experiences. Next, I explain the learning objectives so students understand what they are expected to learn. Before watching the movie, I also introduce several important vocabulary words and useful expressions such as ocean, island, chief, adventure, destiny, and trust me. Students repeat the pronunciation together, which helps them become more familiar with the language they will hear in the movie clip. Next, I move to the wheels activity, which takes 50 minutes and consists of four different activities. In the first activity, students practice listening for the main idea. I play a short clip from Moana. Students watch the clip first without subtitles so they can focus on listening to the overall message. Then I replay the same clip with English subtitles to help them confirm their understanding. After watching, I ask several oral comprehension questions such as, who are the main characters? Where does the story take place? And what is happening in this scene? Students raise their hands and answer using simple English sentences. This activity helps them identify the main idea and key information from the movie. The second activity focuses on identifying experiences used by the characters. I replay several important scenes and pause after selected dialogues. Students listen carefully and identify expressions such as, trust me, it's your destiny, and we have to go. Then I ask them who says each expression, what it means, and why it is used in that situation. Students first discuss their answers with their classmates before sharing them with the whole class. This activity helps students understand how English experiences are used in real life communication. The third activity is an oral question and answer session. I ask students several comprehension questions related to the movie clip. For example, I ask why Moana wants to leave the island, how Maui helps Moana, and what challenges they face during their journey. Students answer individually using complete but simple English sentences. During this activity, I provide immediate feedback and encourage students to speak confidently without worrying too much about making mistakes. The purpose of this activity to improve both their listening comprehension and their confidence in speaking English. The fourth activity is the main speaking activity. Students choose one character from the movie, such as Moana or Maui, and describe the character's personality or role in the story using simple English. After that, they retell the sequence of events from the movie clip in their own words. To support them, I provide several guiding questions such as who is your character? What happened? What happened first? And how did the scene end? Several students then present their descriptions and retelling in front of the class while I provide feedback on their pronunciation, fluency and vocabulary. And after completing the main activities, we continue with the post activity, which takes 15 minutes. Invite I invite students to reflect on the lesson by asking questions such as what did you learn from today's movie clip? Which expressions did you learn today? And which activity did you enjoy the most? Students share their opinions orally. Then I review the main idea, vocabulary, and expression learned during the lesson to reinforce their understanding. Finally, I give positive feedback on their participants, encourage them to continue learning English by watching English movie and close the lesson. So finally, I would like to explain the assessment. I use the integrate performance assessment because this lesson combines listening and speaking skills. Instead of assessing each skill separately, students complete one individual oral performance at the end of the lesson. They first answer several oral comprehension questions to show that they understand the movie clip. Then, they identify one expression used by the characters and explain its meaning based on the context. Next, they describe one character from the movie. Finally, they retell the sequence of events using simple English expression. Each student performs individually from about 2 to 3 minutes. The assessment based on four criteria. The first criterion is listening comprehension, which measures students' ability to understand the main idea, key information, and expressions from the movie clip. The second criterion is character description, which evaluates how clearly students describe the selected character. The third criterion is retelling the events, which measure student ability to organize and retell the story in logical sequence. The last criterion is fluency, pronunciation, and vocabulary, which evaluates students' speaking performance, including their fluency, pronunciation, and appropriate use of vocabulary. Each criterion is scored from 1 to 4, with a maximum score of 16. In conclusion, this lesson plan is designed to create an engaging and interactive learning environment where students can improve their listening and speaking skills through authentic audiovisual materials. By using Moana as the learning media, students are expected to better understand spoken English, recognize useful experience in context, and become more confident in communicating their idea orally. So that's all from my presentation. I do apologize for my mistake. Thank you for watching.